need your permission to operate independently.
Permission granted!
Thank you.
Upgrade. Alright, so Upgrade is a movie directed by some guy who did something. And it's a Blumehouse film, and this is not your average Blumehouse film. This is a sci-fi film, and you know, sci-fi films can be either really cool, like Star Wars, or they can be really terrible, like some really terrible sci-fi movie that I just do not like. And I'm not the biggest fan of cheesy, crappy sci-fi movies. And I'm more of a, I like, my thing I like about sci-fi movies is I like sci-fi movies. I love the movies that are so entertaining like Star Wars, but I really like the sci-fi films like Looper and Interstellar or Inception. Something that just makes me think. And that's one thing I liked about Upgrade is Upgrade is a very, really good movie, and I was really surprised at how good it actually was. The basic premise of this movie is you have this guy, his wife dies or something, and he goes on a path of revenge. So the beginning of the movie is he basically becomes paralyzed, and some people offer him a choice to put a chip in his head, basically, and he'll basically have Jarvis in his head. And then he can basically be like a superhero, but really the whole idea of it is that he'll be able to walk again, and then once he gets it, he realizes he can use this chip to actually bring justice to his wife's murder. And that's basically your basic premise of the movie. I have to say, this movie could have failed on so many levels, because Blumehouse, I mean, I'm not a horror guy. That's just my thing. I do not like horror movies. I think a lot of them they make really cheap movies, and they make them really cheap. They make a lot of money. But on a plus side, the good side about a studio like Blumehouse doing a movie like this is they can go for a little small budget, have horror elements inside the movie, but make a really cool sci-fi adventure. Like the last Blumehouse movie I watched was Happy Death Day. Very much enjoyed Happy Death Day. And this movie, I actually have to say, it was really good. And one thing I liked about it was kind of a mix between like The Matrix, and then some of those just things you feel like are so horrible about the future and the future of AI and robots and all this stuff. And the action when they do actually fight is actually pretty cool. It kind of reminds you a little bit of Iron Man, and it's a very enjoyable movie. The main actor, I thought the main actor did a really good job, because most of the way he's doing in the movie is he's basically kind of just there because the robot voice that they're called STEM, he basically has to tell STEM to take over, and then he's just basically, his body's just moving on its own, and he just making these weird looks and like how he's doing all this crazy like Keanu Reeves Matrix stuff. Overall, Upgrade's a very enjoyable sci-fi film. If you're in the mood for a really cool sci-fi film, I thought they did a really good job with the characters. I thought the acting was good. And then there is like the ending's really interesting, and then it also at the end I was like, this is made by Blumehouse, and I kind of like the ending of this movie, and I'm going to give Upgrade an A. Very enjoyable movie. Go check it out in theaters right now. So guys, have you seen Upgrade? What are your thoughts? Comment below. Let me know. Guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to see more, tell your friends about Easy Nation. All too easy.